folks. Welcome back to Madrona's Pulse Teachings. Welcome to the Pisces Lunar Eclipse. We are in it. So whenever you're watching this, we are in it. By the time you're watching this, the sun is very close, or it's moved through possibly that Pisces eclipse point. I'm making it when it's still 1.5 degrees away, and I'm supposed to be going through my checklist because I leave early in the morning, but I was just like, no, I'm gonna go make one more Pisces eclipse video because I am aware that a lot of folks are really in it, right? Like, I had an appointment in town, and on the very short walk from where I parked to get there, like the first person I passed was in it. The second person, lots of tears, then laughter and tears. Then just another person, still a short walk, a lot of exhaustion, right? And people have been sharing in comments a lot of grief. People have been sharing about grief. And I just, this is a paradigm change moment. This is a rebirth moment. This is a Pisces lunar eclipse square Uranus and Sedna moment. There is reckoning energy there, and yet the thing about eclipses is it's also really important to try and let go of attachment to the story. And I say that because a new story is weaving. And when Uranus is in play, that new story is coming from the WTF moments, right? And whether that is just kind of a small moment where it's just all this energy is here and you don't know what's happening, or it's a bigger moment like I didn't see my life going this way moment. It's part of a weaving. And we have to journey through it. And that's why journeying through it and trying not to be too attached to the story and here the Virgo energy is, especially practice in its truest form, which is embodiment of this breath and the next, with awareness, connecting in the here and now. Like, even as I'm saying this, I suddenly hear the crickets. I can feel the wood beneath my feet. I feel that breeze playing with my shirt fabric. And then the beauty of Virgo is that the more that we can let ourselves come into that presence, we transcend it as well. Yet we're still embodied. It's the immanence and the transcendence playing. And then that's the Pisces. And we're in the flow. And even if it's just 20 seconds, it really is going to go a long way as you move through this eclipse. And also embracing that when we're on this path being a form of a spiritual path that has a lot of different names, can show up differently, has different language, my language, his language, their language. And yet, when we're on this path, we're continuously waking up. And this is an eclipse that is about waking up to something wildly present. But it is divine, feminine, Sedna, Hecate, Astrea, wild. And the parts of ourselves that have been conditioned to silence the intuition, to perform in an acceptable, professional way, to always look pretty, to be proper. Uranus and Sedna, first of all, they square that. They say no. It's a solid no. And Hecate says remember. And Astrea says we're here. It's time. And that can happen with grief. That can happen with breakdown. That can happen with joy. You know, when I was talking to one of my friends today, and we were like, it's okay. It can just feel like it sucks right now. And it's important to hold that moment. Because sometimes we just need to allow that and feel it. And like a wave, it rises and it will pass. And it will pass. As someone who has journeyed with the depths and the heights of those waves in that ocean, they pass. Right? And then this rhythm unfolds. And we realize that what we were trying to make stop was actually part of the process of coming home to ourselves. And the rhythm becomes a new embodiment, and reality shifts. And we are in a moment of reality shifting. All eclipses bring that, but this is an eclipse happening within that cosmic cauldron. Neptune and Pluto are also speaking with this eclipse. There's massive paradigm energy change here. Massive paradigm change energy here. And may it be. May it be. Right? And we will emerge. And there's also, I kind of want to call it a baseline in this particular cosmic rhythm of that Saturn and Jupiter. Right? That Saturn-Jupiter trine, which is exact after the eclipse. And there is joy coming through in the way that we honor our choices and hold ourselves accountable for those choices and allow ourselves to make the choices that honor the boundaries that we're learning we need to cultivate joy. Let me just say that once more. Honoring the boundaries that we need to cultivate joy. That is here too. On that note, I'm going to leave you with one glimpse of that ocean there. People keep asking. That's the Atlantic Ocean, if you're curious. And Gus is here, but you can't really see him, but he's here. I'm actually going to do this because, yeah, you want to say hi, Gussie. There you go. Okay, folks. I don't know why I felt like Gus wanted to be seen. Okay, I'm going to stop. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.